12 beaked whales tragically stranded off the coast of Greece in 1996. 17 different cetaceans representing 4 species beached on numerous Bahamas islands in March 2000. 3 Cuvier beaked whales stranded on the shore of Portugal and 1 found dead in the water in May 2000. 1 beaked whale and 1 humpback whale were found stranded on a beach in Puerto Rico in April 2002. 14 beaked whales stranded on the coast of the Canary Islands in September 2002. A pod of 200 melon-headed whales in a panic rushed to shallow water off the coast of Hawaii in July 2004. What do all of these events have in common? They all coincided with naval sonar training exercises.
We saw a destroyer on the horizon coming toward Harold Strait. And actually, before we even saw it, we heard it. And then we saw the local J-pod killer whales crowded up against the shore and also moving north away from the vessel.
During World War II, the development and use of sonar became vital to U.S. national security. With technological advances of the last 70 years, submarines have become both more lethal and more difficult to detect. At the same time, sonar has become more sophisticated in order to try to keep pace. However, evidence has shown that Navy sonar is detrimental to whales and other marine mammals. Numerous debates and legal battles have ensued, highlighting the conflicting priorities of the Navy and environmentalists, resulting in a variety of compromises between the competing interests of the two groups. The scales have tipped in favor of the Navy since the tragic events of September 11, 2001, because the U.S. government has drastically changed its approach to how it handles important environmental concerns in relation to national defense issues. Congress passed the Endangered Species Act in 1973, which gave protections to threatened and endangered species and their critical habitat. Congress saw the benefit of protecting biodiversity on land and in the oceans. Marine mammals received special safeguarding under the Marine Mammal Protection Act of 1972. The primary objective of the Marine Mammal Protection Act must be to maintain the health and stability of the marine ecosystem and to insist that the management of animal populations be carried out with the interests of the animals as the prime consideration. The Marine Mammal Protection Act disallowed the taking of marine mammals in U.S. waters, defining take to mean to hunt, harass, capture, or kill any marine mammal or attempt to do so. Harassment in the law was defined as any act of pursuit, torment, or annoyance that has the potential to injure a marine mammal, has the potential to disturb a marine mammal by causing disruption of behavioral patterns, including migration, breathing, nursing, breeding, feeding, or sheltering. Actions following the 9/11 terrorist attacks included many negative impacts to environmental laws. Many environmental laws were weakened by amendments which compromised the overall original intent to protect biodiversity. In 2004, the Defense Authorization Act was passed, which included more ways to limit power of prior environmental laws. The Defense Authorization Act more severely compromised the Marine Mammal Protection Act. First, the definition of harass was changed to mean any action which is likely to disturb a marine mammal to the extent that the animal's natural behavior would be abandoned or severely altered. Additionally, the amendments allow for the Secretary of Defense to exempt actions of the Department of Defense from compliance with the requirements of the Marine Mammal Act for matters of national defense. Sides of the conflict of the Defense Authorization Act were argued for before the final decision to launch it was made. Representative Duncan Hunter defended the bill, stating,
respect to allowing our submariners to utilize their best of their sonar devices that will keep them alive when they are in the littorals, in shallow water areas around the world where they're going to be faced with very quiet diesel submarines, which are now being proliferated in certain adversaries' navies. We say that whereas before the standard was that if a marine mammal was, maybe a sea lion, was potentially disturbed, that military training couldn't take place in his neighborhood. Now we say he has to actually be significantly disturbed.
Whales rely on sound and hearing like humans rely on sight. It is used to find mates, bond with calves, detect predators and prey, navigation, communication, and many other everyday tasks. Since the 1970s, oceans have become more and more noise polluted because of human activity. These activities include commercial shipping, seismic activity, and Navy sonar. Sonar, which stands for Sound Navigation and Ranging, appears to be the most detrimental to marine mammals. The Navy provides a good case for why the use of sonar is necessary. According to the United States Navy, at least 300 modern diesel-electric submarines are possessed by potential adversaries of the United States, which can operate almost silently, and they must continue to develop ways to detect these threats. The Navy has now developed 3 types of sonar: mid-frequency active sonar, or MFAS, low-frequency active sonar, or LFAS, and surveillance towed array sensor system, or SIRTOS LFA. MFAS was the first type of sonar to be used and has been in use since World War II. In the United States Navy, there are over 300 ships equipped with MFAS. MFAS is considered to be vital to U.S. national security because it is the only type of sonar that can reliably detect diesel-electric submarines. MFAS uses frequencies from 1